My parents demanded I sell my house to fund my sister's house, but I gave them the shock of their lives. Some people think family means sacrifice, but sometimes family is just another word for entitlement. When my uncle left me his house, a gorgeous Victorian with ivy climbing the brick walls and a garden that smelled of lavender, I thought it was finally my chance at peace. But my parents had other ideas. "Sell it," my mother ordered, her voice sharp. "Your sister needs a new home. It was a gift anyway. Don't be selfish. A gift. That was all my inheritance meant to them. Not security. Not a lifetime of memories. Just a bargaining chip for my sister's comfort." I didn't argue. I didn't cry. Instead, I smiled sweetly and said, "Fine, I'll sell it." And I did. But not to the person they thought. A week later, I invited them over for what they assumed was a farewell dinner. My sister strutted in, smug as ever, already planning where her designer couch would go. My parents whispered excitedly about renovations. Then the doorbell rang. I opened it wide, and in walked the buyer, their worst nightmare. It wasn't some stranger with deep pockets. No. I sold the house to their ex-best friend, the woman they had betrayed decades ago, the one they cut off after a bitter business fallout. She now owned the very house they had been salivating over. The room fell silent, tension so thick it strangled the air. My mother's face turned ghost white, my father sputtered, and my sister dropped her wine glass, shards scattering across the hardwood floor. "You didn't," my mother whispered. I leaned back in my chair, sipped my drink, and said calmly, "Oh, but I did. After all, it was a gift, wasn't it?" The buyer smiled wickedly, dangling the keys in front of them like a trophy. "And don't worry," she added, her voice dripping with mock sweetness. "I'll be inviting plenty of guests. Just never you." Their faces were priceless. Rage, shock, betrayal. Exactly what I endured for years. Only now it was their turn. Here's the twist. I hadn't just sold the house, I sold it to her at a fraction of the market value. Why? Because revenge is worth far more than money. My parents had demanded I give up my inheritance. Instead, I gave it away strategically to the least person they ever wanted near it. They didn't just lose the house. They lost the chance to control me forever. As my parents stormed out, my sister trailing behind them with tears of fury, I stayed seated at the table, calm and victorious. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it's not about shouting or slamming doors. Sometimes it's just a set of keys changing hands, quiet, final, devastating. If you loved this tale of poetic revenge and shocking twists, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel right now. More jaw-dropping stories are coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.